Yeah, man. Okay. So yeah, I'm kind of tired little bit. Morning they said go to the doctor. I went to the doctor. I barely have any teeth left, and now I'm supposed to had a change in number. My number has changed. My number has changed a little bit. Uh, New shirt. Yay. I use brown noise by the way to study. I don't use lo-fi. It doesn't work as well. Brown noise, maybe pink noise, like that. White noise is like for emergency situations in which like yeah, everybody is going crazy around me and I need to drown them out really nicely. Brown noise sounds like an aeroplane cabin. I haven't sat in an aeroplane since some time. Anyway, let's open our thingamajigs and start studying. It is 7 right now. 7 is a lot. Okay, we need to study 5 hours approximately. Maybe about 5 hours. That should help. What is happening, man? Just download this. Starts playing in the middle. I don't like that. My eyes were very dry in the morning when I woke up. Like I could barely see. I had to put in a lot of eyedrops. Okay. Mm, I really need to revise morphology, man. It won't work out this way. Let's go through semi-technical description because I suppose everything can branch out from there. Semi-technical description, I think, is one of the best. I think semi-technical description is a good way to branch out from. Yeah, right. I need to study more. Tomorrow I'll do a long one. Do 2 sessions of 5 hours maybe. So what are the things we know beforehand? First thing we know that if it is a male, female, this is symbol. If it is a male, this is symbol. If it is bisexual, this is symbol. Well, the meaning this is unisexual. This is also unisexual, but this is unisexual female, this is unisexual male. This is bisexual, and if it is neutral, then we have an N sign that we just saw it by mistake. Second thing, we have to see zygomorphic and actinomorphic. Actinomorphic is radial, So actinomorphic is represented by this, a plus sign inside that, and zygomorphic is represented by a percentage sign. This is the symmetry. Okay, this is the gender or sex of the flower. Then we have a few other signs. We have K, we have G. I think we also have A. So A I think is for androecium. G I think is for gynoecium. And gynoecium can be represented in three ways: G under, G dash, or G above. This is the location of the ovary with respect to the gynoecium, I think so. Hypogynous, hypogynous. This is hypergynous, I think. What is the word being used? Yeah. Oh, okay. Wait, what? Wow. Hmm. Let's just go through this once and then we'll solve. We'll go through the semi-technical description of this, then we'll go through the semi-technical description of all the families. Syllabus, in syllabus we have the, I think we only have 5 families. Is it more? I like singing. No. Tissues, anatomy, functions of different parts of the living plants. Yes, they have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. There is no Solanaceae, by the way. That is very funny. Solanaceae is the only family that is in the NCERT. So one family here, two second family. We have Cruciferae. Cruciferae is also called Brassicaceae. We have Leguminosae, which is also called legumes. We have Fabaceae, which is, by the way, not there, I think, here. We have Solanaceae, which is also not here. We have Malvaceae. Malvaceae is there. We have Compositae, which is Asteraceae, and we have Graminae. We have Graminae, which is PC. Okay. The funny part is in Liliaceae, there is no Liliaceae or Solanaceae in the syllabus. Funnily enough, in NCERT there is only Liliaceae and Solanaceae, which is weird. Okay. I'll keep that in mind. Let's go through all of this semi-technical description quickly. Okay, cool. We're going to work on semi-technical description. It is 1911. Okay. So we have bracts. If it is bractate or ebractate, it will be represented by Br or Ebr. If there is radial symmetry is called actinomorphic symmetry. Bilateral symmetry is also called zygomorphic symmetry. Zygomorphic symmetry examples are P, Bean, Cassia, and Gould-Mohr. Well, there are other examples of actinomorphic as well. Mm, Sexuality, we know how to represent that. We know the calyx, we know the number of sepals. Okay, so the calyx is represented by K, and in the bracket there is going to be the number of sepals. Okay, there is going to be a corolla. Corolla, we have, if there is N, see N is number of petals. So it is C5, then it is going to be 5 petaled. Okay. If going to be C bracket 5, then it is gamopetalous, means 5 petals, but 5 of them are fused with each other. So if the calyx and corolla are fused, it is called a tepal, and this tepal this whole thing is then called a perianth, which has tepals, and this tepal is like this perianth is represented by P. Perianth exists in lily family Liliaceae. Androecium Androecium in is polyandrous. A bracket n is monoadelphous. A bracket n plus n bracket n dash is diadelphous. More than that is polyadelphous. uh, Means multiple groups of stamen. If there is C and A, C means corolla. If corolla and androecium are attached in a way, it is called epipetalous. If the perianth and the androecium are attached, it is called the epiphyllous. And if the androecium and the gynoecium are attached, it is called gynandrous. Gynoecium is represented by G, in which number of carpels is represented by N. If it is apocarpus, it is represented by Gn. Apocarpus, example of apocarpus ovary is by, oh no, okay. Apocarpus ovary is a papaver. We found that papaver. We have an example of syncarpus ovary in this chapter. Also, no, is syncarpus papaver? Syncarpus fused. Wait, I don't remember. Yes, multicarpellary syncarpus pistil of papaver, multicarpellary apocarpus gynoecium, okay, of Michaelia. So Michaelia is apocarpus. Michaelia is apocarpus, and we have a syncarpus for papaver. So I was kind of opposite. Oh my god, I just read it, man. This is so dumb. Yeah, that was it. Okay. Papaver is fused, right? So papaver, syncarpus, and then apocarpus in that. Location of the ovary with respect to G is represented by such: superior ovary, inferior ovary, half inferior ovary, whatever it may be. The position of mother axis at the posterior end, for that the floral diagram is important. For aestivation and placentation, and position of mother axis at the posterior end. Okay, the placentation and the aestivation, all of these things, it is floral diagram is important. The floral diagram must be there. How many types of aestivation are there? There are 5 types of aestivation, I think. We have imbricate, we have the this one starts from V. I don't know. There is this twist. Okay, so there is twisted aestivation. There is imbricate aestivation. There is what do you say? Let's check that. Oh my god. Check. Fix it. This is also a point that was supposed to be fixed in the previous video. Aloo pakodi. Aloo ke pakodi means pakoras of potato. So they take besan. There's this thing called besan, and they kind of like make that into dough, a little soft in it. They don't like make it into dough, like they put some water in it and put a lot of masalas in it and stuff. And you can make aloo ka pakoda where you can like chop up boiled, like half boiled potatoes or just raw, and you can plop them in there and just pick that up and put it into hot oil. And it's going to be so tasty. You can do this with onions. Onions don't need cooking. You can do this with raw onions. It tastes good. It's oily, but it's good. Okay, if the bar is niche, if the bar is below, then it is inferior ovary. Okay. Let's look at the estivation. There are 4 types of estivation: valvate, twisted, imbricate, and vexillary. So, what is the difference between these? Valvate is basically a circle, but they don't touch each other. Twisted is basically one overlaps another, one overlap, then another overlap, then another overlap, then another overlap. In okay, in imbricate, they're trying, everything is trying to overlap everything. So one is completely inside, and the others are overlapping. Okay, and there is one also called vexillary estivation. Okay, also called papilionaceous, right? So valvate, we have twisted, we have imbricate, we have vexillary. Vexillary is very easy to identify. So is valvate. The twisted one and the imbricate one have slight differences. They overlap each other in imbricate, but one petal is completely overlapped. And twisted, everything overlaps evenly. We have cassia and gulmohar also in imbricate. And for ladyfinger cotton, which by the way, ladyfinger and cotton is malvesi, so malvesi is twisted. And if we say cassia and gulmohar, the estivation is imbricate. Pea and bean, which is by the way fabaceae, there are 5 petals, and it is a vexillary thing. And there are the larger ones. This is one kind called the standard. This overlaps the two little petals called the wings, which also overlap another petal called keel. Two small anterior petals called keel. So there is one big standard one in vexillary. In basically vexillary, vexillary belongs to a specific family. That family is called fabaceae. We have twisted belongs to cassia and gulmohar. We have twisted belongs to malvaceae, ladyfinger and cotton, and hibiscus or china rose. And we have imbricate belongs to cassia and gulmohar. And we have valvate belongs to calotropis also has opposite decussate venation. So we can also remember that cassia gulmohar, which is I don't remember, and pea bean, which is fabaceae. So in fabaceae we have pea and bean, and this pea and bean are also examples of zygomorphic. So we now know that malvaceae is zygomorphic. Sorry, I'm so wrong. In that fabaceae is zygomorphic, and fabaceae is also having vexillary or papilionaceous estivation. Okay, I think that makes sense as well. I don't like pimples. Why did God make pimples? I don't know what purpose this serve except for making us look unattractive. Not that I'm trying to find a mate or something, but come on, man. Someone likes to look attractive. I don't want to smother my face with, I don't know, stuff. हम
तेरा सारा काम मोबाइल लैपटॉप से होता है बेटा
क्या
लैपटॉप से होता है सारा हर टाइम
It's working. Sir, I'm working.
हाँ
I'm working. खाना बुला लेना.
कुछ दिन है बेटा आपको उसके
पढ़
हिसाब
रहा
से
हूँ मम्मा मैं ना प्लीज. Parents. I know I barely have like what 2 weeks maybe. How much time do I have left? Yeah, 2 weeks and a few more days. No, how much? Yeah, 2 weeks, nearly 3. 2 weeks, let's say. I should be like top notch by 27th, so 2 weeks I have. I can improve as much as I need to in these 2 weeks. After 27th, I should be scoring my desired marks, which is important. I don't want all this nonsense from anyone. Ugh, I'm not ready for this paper. I don't feel ready. I don't feel prepared enough, especially with respect to stuff like this. I'm studying this for the second time. I'm studying this for the first time seriously. Goodness me. This just perfect families thing. Anyway, buddy. Okay. Let us make some nice looking notes. So let us look at the semi-technical description. Zoom in. 2x. Let me landscape this. Okay, good. Okay. Let's understand the families. There are 5 families. Every family can be considered a kula, and in this kula, there are different devatas for each kula, as there is different uh, floral notations or semi, technical notations for each family. Okay, so the first family we're going to talk about is this beautiful family called Brassicaceae. Now, Brassicaceae is called the mustard family. It is also called Cruciferae. Am I? There is no. Let me do that. The mind map to be big. Okay, so we have Brassicaceae, Cruciferae or Brassicaceae, whichever you want to call it. Okay, we have this family, families. We have Cruciferae or Brassicaceae. We have Malvaceae. We also have. Okay, wait, no, we can actually do this. We can divide families into two main groups, dicots and monocots. Okay, okay. Let's say these are families. God. And we divide them into two major groups, monocotyledony and dicotyledony. In monocot, we have this family called Poaceae or Graminea. This is all the grasses, rice and stuff. This is dicot family. Dicot has many families. One of them is going to be Malvaceae. Another one of them is going to be, you Brassicaceae. Another one is going to be Fabaceae. Another one is going to be Leguminaceae. No, Leguminaceae is not in syllabus. What is also there in syllabus? Oh, Leguminaceae is there. Okay. Okay. We have Fabaceae, we have Brassicaceae, we have Malvaceae, we have Leguminaceae. Is Brassicaceae in syllabus? Yes, it is. I think Crucifera. Crucifera. We have five. Why are there like six? Malvaceae, Cruciferae, Leguminaceae, Compositae, Graminae. What is Fabaceae also called? Fabaceae is not there in syllabus? No, Fabaceae is not there. Is there a question asked though in the last few years on say Fabaceae? It is easier to classify them into Fabaceae and stuff rather than individually memorizing. But okay. Oh my god. I am very frustrated. Extremely. Like this. Absolutely frustrated. I don't want selling. What has been asked? Fabaceae has been asked, buddy. They have asked Fabaceae. Oh my god, 2023 Fabaceae. Which shows vexillary estivation. Vexillary estivation is shown by P and beans, which is Fabaceae. God damn, 10D. Correct? Correct? Yo, correct. Okay. No, we should study Fabaceae too. No skipping anything. Everything is written here for a reason. But not skipping anyone. So we have Malvaceae, we have Leguminaceae, we have Brassicaceae. We also have this beautiful family called Malvaceae. We have here. And we also have another beautiful family called Asteraceae. Okay. Can I just can I put this one at the top so it doesn't bother the other families? Yeah. I need to keep checking PYQs because if I don't do that, then I might miss out on stuff which I really do not want to miss. And if FABC, BRASI, UNAC, MALVAC, all of this should move. All of this should move very quickly. Yes. Okay. I am really struggling with this formula. There's also one another family which is called now since we remember the estimation for all of them, we can actually write that down, I think. First, we're going to write the chemical technical description of all the members. Did not know mullet is called licorice. Guess I know now. Fabaceae is bracteate. Fabaceae is zygomorphic, which means bilateral. Symmetry. K represents the calyx. It is polysepalous. No, it is gamosepalous. Gamosepalous calyx with, okay, gamosepalous 5 with the CC being corolla. 5 petalous, polyvinaceous, papilionaceous 1. So we have 1, 2, and 2 of them are joined, which is the thing for okay, that, and we have androecium 9 plus 1, 10 diadelphous, while posterior stamen is free. Filaments of 9 are fused to form a sheath around the ovary. Dithecous. Okay, we have G bar 1. Okay, monocarpellary with superior ovary, unilocular with many ovules, marginal placentation, single style. Our purpose is to memorize this based on, say, differences between them, which is actually going to help us further because, see, I'm physically very tired. There is no formula given for leguminosity, so I won't write it. Okay, Cassia and Gulmohar, hello, or Caesar Pinisi. Leguminosae has been divided into 3 subfamilies. I see. Eat this, eat that. ASMR, grape eating ASMR. Nom nom nom. Hmm. It's a good way for me to check. I have been recording for 40 minutes. I'm going to complete Semiconductor Technica. I'm going to take a description. Sorry, I'm going to take a break and then I am going to start again, but with double the speed. I need to reset my speed. There is no thingamajig described for Malvesi. No, no, there is. That looks horrible. I can recognize that thing anywhere. And crazy. So we know that Malvaceae is bracteate. We know that it is actinomorphic, meaning radial in symmetry. Cruciferae was asymmetric, right? Because they didn't write anything. No, Cruciferae is in fact radially symmetric. Infinity androeciums. Maths. We have a superior ovary with this, with five beautiful syncarpous petals. By the way, this polyodelphus gynandrous. We have a gynandrous one, in which no, we don't have gynandrous one. We have epipetalous one. 5 to 8 is epipetalous. Okay, but they're like all joined together, I guess. Okay, that is C. Do not mistake that for a G. Time to put the name on for Asteraceae. Asteraceae, my beautiful boy. Oh my god. It's very easy to understand. But I slept shit. I was dreaming about Cecil Pinesi. I don't even remember what that is. That is actually Kesha Gulmohar. I just did that before. Family Lily AC. Family Lily AC is mentioned. We'll do it in case. I feel asleep. That is not good. So the question is, how do we differentiate? And the last one was like, I think. How do we identify this difference? It is very, very simple. बहुत simple है. There is just it's just so simple. Okay, if anywhere there is 5, 5, okay, which means there is K5 C5, G5, directly correlated to Malvesi. Malvesi loves number 5. Okay, let's talk about Fabaceae. Fabaceae, we already know that it is zygomorphic. We already know that it has a superior ovary. Okay, now what? Now we just need to remember diadelphous nature with 10 and or you could just ignore all of this and just say Fabaceae has vexillary aestivation, and vexillary aestivation can be seen by the arrangement of corolla as such, this being the standard, this being the wings, and this being the keel, this being the keel, this being the keel fused keel, this being the standard, which is also and this being the two being the wings. Okay, we got to know Fabaceae, we got to know Malvaceae. We can now say for Cruciferaceae or Brassicaceae. Just remember Brassicaceae is ebracteate. There's nothing else you need to remember about it. Everything else is bracteate. Brassicaceae is ebracteate. Okay. For Asteraceae, Asteraceae, remember this term called scales. K2 to 3 scales. If you see this, it is Asteraceae. If you see the term pappus anywhere, see Liliaceae. We see the term pappus anywhere, it is going to be an identification for Liliaceae. If you see the term iodicules, it is going to be PC. Okay. How much time did that take? Oh my god, that took 13 minutes. Diagram obviously is very pointed. Vexillary we can just see in Bhavesi, there is no problem. In the Brassicaceae part, it is ebracteate. There is no bracteate, so we can see that. Liliaceae, there is a pappus. I'm going to read this thing once properly, and we're going to go through the NCERT very quickly and our notes quickly as well. Oh my god. This is just we're going to read, review all of this, review this, review this. We're just going to solve some questions for this, and we're going to shut this chapter off and finish it because I cannot take this anymore. I will be back in. I'll be back at 20:05. I am back. Sorry for the best appearance. It is very hot, and I cannot afford to, or rather, my parents cannot afford to switch on the AC because it's not hot enough. Which makes sense. I made these sheets some time ago. I gave a print, so I have about 185 questions in this paper, but I have 250 questions in this, so I can solve the questions that I need to. But first, we are going to revise all the theory. We're going to form connections over time. In this chapter only, if we form connections, it's going to be easier for us eventually. The point is, Kit Kats are good. Quickly, we have to read through everything. First, this. Muting my head.